Hunter, can you take the folks through the new website and show them how to use it?
Yes. So
Let's do it.
If you'll take a look at my screen, I've got it up here. This might be what it looks like when you go into whatever your favorite web browser is. And we're just going to go to actschurchnw.org, and that will bring you to our homepage, which actually, if you're used to our previous website, it looks very similar from this point. But that's basically the only thing that's similar to our last web page. So let's look at the I'm New button. So if you're new, or even if you're not, you can click on this button just for fun. It's going to take you to our What to Expect page. This is just a great place, like maybe if you're inviting a friend to church and they're like, what's your church like? Like practically speaking, what is your church like? What's it going to be like if I show up on a Sunday? This is a great place to look. And so we've got information about parking, the lobby, kids' classes, during the service, after the service, just all those things that maybe someone who's either never been to church or never been to our church before might have questions about. Lots of information there, and you can access that by hitting that I'm New button right on the homepage.
So would you recommend to somebody who wanted to use this tool for evangelism or for a friend or whatever that they would say, hey, go to our website, actschurchnw.org, and just click that
Just click the I'm New button.
And you'll hear all about what we're like, that we have super short sermons,
Yes.
a super handsome pastor, that kind of stuff. Is that on there?
I'm not reading that here, but they can, maybe we'll add that and see if we get some raised eyebrows.
I was talking about Pastor Dave, not me.
Yes, that's it. So that is the What to Expect page, and that's accessed through the I'm New button. Okay, anytime you want to get back to the homepage, all you do is click on our little logo up here at the top, and you'll go back to our homepage. So, yep, here we are back to the homepage. We've got new sermons.
What was the stuff up at the top?
Oh, hey, yeah, let's look at these things. These are some fun little buttons. This one looks like a Facebook button. It is a Facebook button. It'll take you to the Acts Church Facebook page. This one will take you to our Instagram. This one will open up a window to send us an email. This one will take you to our Apple Podcasts. This one will take you to our YouTube channel.
Wait, what the Apple Podcasts?
Apple Podcasts for the sermons.
Okay.
It'll take you to our...
We have a number of podcasts. So
Yes.
that one takes you to the sermon podcasts.
Yes.
Okay.
And then this one will take you to the YouTube channel, the Acts Church YouTube channel. This one will take you to the Spotify channel, which will have our podcasts on it as well. This will take you to download our iTunes app, our iOS app.
Which we'll get to in a little bit.
Yep, which we'll talk more in depth about. And then the Google Play Store app as well.
So that's for Android users or those who haven't figured out that Apple's better.
Exactly, yes. Okay. And so, yeah, that's this little header bar up here. You can also see I've got a live broadcasting watch now. That will appear anytime that we are live. Just a handy little thing. But normally, you can click here on the live button.
So click it and let's see ourselves.
Yeah, all of a sudden, we're going to pop up here, I think, and it's going to be confusing. And see, yeah, so this is going to show...
Will we go like into the future?
It's going to get a little wild here, I think, as soon as it starts showing what I've done now. So yeah, here is where you can find our live stream. You'll see down here we've got some buttons, like you can click here to go up to the live point. Like if you were back here, I bet if I were to play this. So here we have David talking moments ago. And then if I click this live button.
Guy needs to lose some weight.
I don't know who he is. It takes us back to the current live playhead. You can also go full screen here, and I believe. Oh, you know what? There are no other buttons here. Oh, yes, there is up at the top. Sorry, there's a share button. You can share this directly to Facebook, to Twitter, or you can copy the link to go share it, like in a text message or something like that. If you wanted to send it to a friend. And yeah, that's basically all there is to this. It's pretty similar to most other web players if you're used to watching YouTube videos. This is going to get real confusing, though, if I don't get off this page because of a video inside of a video inside of a video. All right, let's go back to the homepage just to get that out of the way. Next up, you'll see this new media section. under the navigation, and you'll see when you hover over it, it drops down sermons, skeptics, podcasts, devotionals. You can click on media itself, or you can click on one of these drop downs. Let's start by clicking on media itself. And it's going to take us to a nice little page that shows us these different media categories. So we've got our sermons, we've got our Dear Skeptics sermons. I just thought that they all are nice to keep in one place. And then we've got our podcasts and devotionals, which we'll talk more about in a moment. But so let's look at our sermons. Oh, that's not supposed to happen.
Uh-oh.
Let's see if I do this. So sorry, normally I'll have to fix this, but normally you'll click on the drop down. You could click on that same button. It would take you to this same page. There must be a broken link there. So I'll get right on it. So now that we're inside the sermons, you'll see different series that you can click on. We have basically all of the series on here since Acts Church began, all the way back to some things that some of you probably were never even around for. I wasn't even around for this series. I think, let's see, this is the first series that I was here for, was the Seeking Skeptics series.
So the End Times Prophecy class that we saw there
Yes.
also is available. So for those of you who have been taking that and you're trying to catch up, that's where you'll find that right
Yep.
there on the website.
Down at the bottom of the sermons page. Is
So
where
click
you
on
can
that
find
and show them what it looks like when they go into a sermon series.
Yeah, let's show them the book of Psalms.
Okay.
We click in here, you'll see just a nice big banner that shows you what series you're in. And then you'll see a list from newest to oldest of these sermons. And so if we wanted to look at the Psalm 4, verse 4 that David preached a couple weeks ago, you'll see, much like the live video player, it pops up nice and big here. You can click play, and right away the video starts playing, and you can share it as well, same way. And you can change the audio and use, there's also an audio version of this video. So if you're, say you're working around the house, you can switch it to audio, and so you're not watching it, you're just listening to the sermon. And that's an option as well. And at the bottom of this, you still can go straight into other sermons. So if he references a sermon that you wanted to go listen to, you could go scroll down here and find it, hopefully.
Is there a search for sermon content?
Yeah, look, right up here.
So if you clicked up there, let's say you wanted to see a sermon by Dr. David.
Yes.
Did you click Dr. David and get something?
Dr. David. Let's just see what that comes up with.
Yeah.
So you can see right here, a sermon by Dr. David Robinson from April 2nd, 2017.
Okay. So you can search by the person who preached it. You can search by the name of the sermon. You can probably search even by scripture. Put in Acts 2 and see what happens.
Acts 2. So Acts 28, which has a 2 in it.
Uh-huh. And 25 and so on.
Yes. And down here you will
so
see.
if you had put colon Acts 2, whatever, it probably would have gotten you.
Yep, a little closer to what you're looking for.
So yeah, you can search if you're looking for something that way, because there is a lot of content there.
Yes, there's quite a bit already in here and more to come. So that's sermons. Then we've got skeptics, which is basically the same thing, but it's going to be specifically for our, so far at this point, we have 3 skeptic series that have been preached over the years. And we'll probably have another one, I imagine, in the future. I guess I won't speak for you, but
I would guess that's probably possible, likely.
and so, yeah, you can click through our different skeptic series. This is a great place to send friends who are like, why do people believe in God and Jesus? This is a great place to send them for questions, is to our skeptics series page.
Can you search by date? I see a question about searching by date.
Search by date? Yeah, let's say we wanted to search for something. We knew it was in November of 2017. I haven't tried. Oh, we're getting 0 results. So maybe you can't search by date. Interesting.
Okay. I guess you can't search by date. But you will always have the most recent sermon series will be the first one there.
Yes,
So-
yes. Yeah.
Okay. If I wanted to send somebody to, say, the skeptics thing, so click on that. Mm-hmm. And let's just say I just wanted to send a link that took them to that page. Can you show them how to do that?
Yeah, so let's, if you don't know how to do this, all you do is you click in the URL bar up here, and you see it automatically highlights the URL. This is the address to this web page, and you can either right click and click copy, or you can press Control or Command C, and that's going to copy the link. Then, however you want to send it to a friend, whether it's in an email or a text message over Facebook, all you have to do is right click and click paste, here, I'll copy this. Now, if we click paste, of course, it's going to already show the same thing, but it just pasted that same link right into the URL bar. You could do the same thing in a message to a friend on Facebook or a text message, or whatever way you're trying to share it. You could write it down on a piece of paper and mail it to them.
Cool.
As well.
I wouldn't do that, but
yeah, that's probably the longest way about doing this. And then we've also got podcasts. Podcasts are going to contain our old podcast series, as well as the Acts casts that we did while we were on our first lockdown session that began in March this year. So I'll just show it. All the way. It looks like these ones aren't quite in order yet, but we've got a bunch of different episodes of that. And then if we go back, we also have our Contemplate podcast, which is being put up by Ron Hagelgans. And he goes through and he takes David's, some would say long sermons, and he chops them into little bite-sized, I wouldn't say bite-sized, they're still pretty good-sized pieces, about 20 or 30 minutes a piece. Isn't that what they usually get down to?
Yeah, they're usually right around 20 minutes.
And they're just a nice kind of way to intake the content in a more radio-friendly type of way. Might be good for driving in the car to go back and listen to sermons. And as you can see, we have 185 of these episodes up now.
And that's every Tuesday and Thursday. There's a new episode put
Tuesdays
in the
and Thursdays, more Contemplate podcasts are coming up. All right. And then we have devotionals, which you'll see just as coming soon, because they're coming soon.
And those are the ones that we talked about, where we're going to try to have two different things, a Bible teaching and then a practical discipleship devotional that are going to go out basically every day, that you can watch live. And we'll talk more about that when those are coming, which will be soon. So.
Absolutely. All right. Onto the ministries page here. You can see we can hover over it and you'll see all these. But I'm going to click on this, and I am feeling confident that these links are going to work. So you'll see when we click on the ministries, we get a list of our ministries and just little blurbs about them. So this is kind of a good way for new people to kind of see what are the things that Acts Church does, what different ministries are part of the life of Acts Church. And you can scroll down, and if we just wanted to go click on maybe one of these pages, you could look at the Honduras page. And you'll see here we have a little Honduras video from 2018 and some information down here about what we do in Honduras, different things that are happening there, and why Acts Church cares about it. And we also have it in Spanish as well, translated.
So if you had a friend who was interested in just Honduras, again, you could just click up there, grab that link, text it to them, email it to them or whatever, and say, hey, check out. You can send them directly to that spot rather than having them have to figure it out for themselves.
Yep. Just copy and paste.
Okay.
That easy. All right. So that's ministries. Fairly simple there. You'll see something similar on all these different pages. Then let's go to our About page. We already saw what to expect, which you'll find is also in About. But let's look at our leadership page. This is a page that's just going to show all of our staff, our elders, and our deacons. And you'll see that each person has a title and just a little bit of information about them. And then, so let's learn more about Daniel. So we see that he's the executive pastor. Let's hear more about this guy. You click here. It's going to take you to this page that you'll see has lots of people's full bios, all of our staff, elders, and deacons. But right here you can see his favorite movie is The Princess Bride. I've never seen that movie. I'm just kidding. That's a joke because I have not seen any movies. But I have seen The Princess Bride. He likes J.R.R. Tolkien, and he likes the song It As Well. So, and you can read a little bit about his life and family and just kind of get to know the leadership of Acts Church. That's also, just statistically speaking, a very popular page that people who are interested in a church go look at. So maybe if you have a friend who is like, I don't know about Acts Church, send them to our leadership page so they can at least get to know really a good handful of the people that are part of Acts Church and that they might encounter on a Sunday if they come visit. We'd love to have them here. So that's the About section.
What about giving?
Let's look at Give. So here in the About section under Give, we have a list of ways to give. And over here, this is going to give through, currently it just gives through the same way that you've been giving, if you've been giving online for years now through Breeze. All you do is you type in the amount you want to give and say how you want to give, plug in all that information, fairly simple, and then you just click continue, and it should securely give your gift to Acts Church. And then also we just, of course, have the options of give in person, which, of course, right now is not an option since we are all online, but you can also mail a check if that suits your fancy. Is that a phrase that people say?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's look at the footer real quick before we wrap up with the website. Down at the bottom of every page, you're going to see the same footer section. Just really quick information for you if you're ever like, I just need to know what time service is this week. You'll see the service times, which we are not writing on there that we don't have services due to COVID because we're hoping to be back as soon as possible, but that's where that is. And then also we have contact information as well with phone number, email, and our address. And that's really all there is to this website. It's fairly simple. It's nothing revolutionary. It's just we really wanted to get everything in one place for you, all the information you need, all of the ways that you could share about your church with your friends so that they could get to know Acts Church better. Do you have any questions for me before we move on?
No, I don't think so. There's a couple things about the way we might organize some of the sermons, but we can talk about that later.
Absolutely.
And obviously you guys know how to use a website. So this part of the thing isn't anything other than for those of you who don't know how to leverage using the website into sharing. That's what's really, in my opinion, important, is that you use the website as an evangelism tool, as a discipleship tool, because that's what the scripture tells us to do. And so you would learn how to take those links and either put them on Facebook or Twitter or put, wherever you're communicating with people, or sending an email to your sister, your brother, your friend, your coworker. You can go in and find those series. You can click share. It's very easy to do. And so we want you to be able to use the website and all the information on there, Honduras or whatever it is, or just, hey, what our church is like, and get that out to people. So that's why we're showing you that. But let's get into the more exciting, kind of newer thing, which is the app.